Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone had a good day yesterday. Hopefully everyone took advantage of everything I covered in the stream. How'd everyone do yesterday? How did everyone do yesterday? %32 profit. Very nice. Very, very nice. Awesome. Right, so yesterday I spoke about this setup here, right? First bounce, second bounce, third area of support that we were looking at, right? We had a double bottom here. We had a nice falling wedge with the extended hours on. Perfect falling wedge, perfect entry point, perfect stop loss, perfect price target, right? This is a chart that you always want to look for, right? Something like this is a perfect setup every single time, and it's always going to be a high probability of hitting. Let's hit play. We can see what happens. Right, so look how this works out, right? It chops as soon as it breaks out. Right, this is on the 15-minute time frame. So the first 30 minutes of the breakout didn't move. But, right, if you followed the plan and you traded the plan, right, it worked out perfectly, right? You always need to just follow the chart and stick to it, right? If you entered here, it would have chopped for a bit, right? But that's fine because it never hit the stop loss. It never broke the low. And then it moved to the price target, right? These contracts went about 200-300%. And that's it. Right, so just an example of, you know, how it executes. So, you know, today, what do we got? We got another wedge here, right? So this trend line here, right? 1 bounce, 2 bounce, 3. This resistance here, right? Multiple rejections here. We're opening right above as of now, right? So gonna need to look for an entry over this region here, right? Previous resistance acted as resistance, acted as resistance again, right? So need to watch out for this level right here, 384.33. All right, so that is why I'm looking at this level. Right, over this level, we could see a run up. Right, first we have a resistance here at 385.24, and then the high from yesterday, 387.58. Right, nice period of consolidation after this nice run up. Right, so there's that, and we need to be careful of these lows here. Right, if we get a pullback and we approach this region again and this breaks to the downside, right, you need to be careful. One thing I also want to cover, the Tesla chart. Right, so yesterday I was doing a one-on-one, And yeah, if everyone can hit the like button, I would really appreciate it for these streams every morning. So I was doing a one-on-one yesterday, and I was looking at this setup while the market was currently moving. This was Tesla, right? This is Tesla. And right, this is the setup that I had, right? We see a fake breakdown, and then another bounce, right? We're consolidating, creating this wedge, right? We have this double bottom here, or, you know, this double support, right, to the same region, right, where an area of confluence can happen, right? This level lines up perfectly with this previous resistance and this previous support, right? That's what you always want to look for, right? Multiple levels bouncing off the same region, right? Previous resistance, previous support, right? And then yesterday, news dropped, right? They're getting investigated by the Fed, or, you know, a probe. All right, so let's hit play and see how it reacts. Right, so I was looking at this, right? I was planning an entry over this region here, right? This previous resistance, right? This previous resistance acted as support, acted as resistance, right? So I wanted to take an entry over this region towards the end of the day yesterday. Let's hit play, see what happens, right? Let's see. It's consolidating below, right? It's starting to flag here on the 1 minute. It's looking good for an entry if we get a pop up over our entry spot. All right, let's see what happens. Right, so it's really starting to flag here. Right, this is what you want to look for when planning an entry. Right, a period of consolidation, and then you want to see a strong momentum candle out to the upside if you plan on taking, you know, a move to the upside here. Just hit play, see what happens. And then boom, news drops and it tanks it, right? Honestly, this is a point that you could totally enter. It's definitely very, very sketchy, right? News just came out. But again, if you're just following the chart, there's always a, you know, a setup with a risk to reward there, right? If the risk to reward's worth it, then absolutely, right? So look where we bounce, right? We start to bounce here, which lines up perfectly with this trend line that I have here, right? Previous resistance, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, and then this trend line lines up perfectly. All right, so let's hit play, see how it reacts. Right, and then it ends up coming back down, reclaims the wedge. Right, so the news caused it to spike out of it, which most people would have gotten stopped out if they had an entry here. And right, it closed right in this region. Right, and now look where we are in pre-market, right? So it's still following the setup, even though the news kind of invalidated it slightly. Right, if we look in pre-market here, right, it worked out perfectly. Right, we're sitting right at the high here where the price target would be. Does that make sense to everyone? Drop like a thumbs up or whatever if that makes sense. If you have questions, let me know. As always. Another thing I would appreciate if everyone can do, in the announcements section, the monthly feedback form, if you guys can fill that out, would really appreciate it. Takes about 5 minutes of your time, really helps us improve, you know, everything we offer, and would appreciate you voting for me as well on the on the form as well. So go to the announcements tab. Let me show it here on screen. Go to the announcements tab and click this, right? Fill that out. Really helps us, you know, build a better server. And I would appreciate if you, vote for me as well. Okay. Awesome. Glad that makes sense. Meta had earnings yesterday after close, and now it is down 23% here in pre-market. So how do I make the rectangles? Right. So just click this one here. It's the first, second, third. It's the fourth one down. And then you just favorite whichever ones you use more, and it will create this little tab here. And this is like all the icons that I use the most frequently. One thing I like today also is Netflix, right? Multiple bounces off this trend line here, and we're flagging very nicely here. All right, so definitely keep an eye on this today. Right, I love when these consolidations happen at the bottom of these wedges here. All right, look how this happens, right? We create multiple resistances. We kind of have a triple bottom here, right? It gives us a clear risk to reward, which is what I love, right? That's exactly what everyone should love. Nice risk to reward. And look where that happened, right? Previous resistance acts as support multiple times, right? You need to make trading as simple as possible, right? A lot of times you'll get in your head and you'll be trying to do too much. You just need to keep it as simple as possible. Another thing I wanted to bring up is this. Let me bring it up quick. Give me 1 second here. I am buying someone a 1-year subscription, right? Go to my Twitter and do the following, and I will announce the winner on 11/1. Right, it's a $600 package basically. So I'm gonna buy someone a 1-year subscription, right when the app releases. So that's gonna be pretty cool. So make sure you enter that on Twitter. It's $600. So let's take a look at SPY here. Okay, so right again, SPY. Oh wait, I should probably share the app. I'll do that tomorrow. I'm gonna screen share the app tomorrow on stream, so everyone can get a little preview of it. So that's what I'll do tomorrow. Pretty much the final version ready for the App Store is pretty much set. It's super cool. It's very easy to read the flow on the phone. It makes trading on the go extremely easy. Right, so you don't have to be on the computer. It also makes alerts so much quicker. Right, alerts are in real time now. There's no delay. You'll get a notification on your phone right away. Great. And we also have to, so for the alert, right, it's in order for us to send it out, we have to include a price target, a stop loss, and all that, right? So it's going to be very nice. SPY moving here in pre-market now. Moving to the upside, right? Here's the pre-market. We're testing this previous resistance from yesterday, right? Previous resistance, acted as a resistance again twice. Testing it here. if we can break this 385.24 level, right, which is this from 2 days ago, right, we should see our next move back up to the highs of 387. If you have someone that you want to refer, you know, we have all that, right? So you can get paid as well. I'll show you how to do that. Right, so if you have a friend that you want to refer and you want to get paid for them, right, you'll get a portion of their fee every single month, right? Go to the BullTrades.net website, scroll down to the bottom, and click affiliate program. It'll bring you right to this, right? They'll get 10% off. Right, if you get 5 people, you get $100 cash. $100 cash. 10 people, $200. 20 people, $500. Right, and if you have, you know, let's say you have 10 people, you'll get 10% from each person every single month that they're subscribed. Right, just fill that out. Super easy. And then merch also. Right, we have a bunch of merch. Right, make sure to check that out. I'm actually using the coffee mug right now. And this I use every single day. This little water bottle. This is what I use for tequila. So make sure to go check that out. It goes up to 30% if you get more people, Mike. Okay. So let's see what questions you guys got. Netflix need to watch for right, first we need to break out over this high, 383. If 300 can then hold, you know, we should see continuation to the upside. Right, this level right in this region here. Yeah, Nico, we have a few people that are making, you know, a decent amount passively every month. Oh, here we go with the bots again. What questions does everyone have so far? Feedback is on. Thank you. Thank you guys for filling out that form. The monthly feedback form. I appreciate it. Android, I'm not sure regarding an Android for Android. Netflix rising wedge. This is not a rising wedge now. This is falling wedge. Let's take a look at some other setups here. Amazon opening below this range. We had a perfect bear flag. All right, this is a perfect bear flag. All right, if I inverse this, this is a great wedge. Kind of a inverse head and shoulders too, right? Left, head, right. Thank you, Carl. Appreciate for filling out that feedback form. Thank you very much. AMD up 3.5% pre-market. Same with Nvidia. Semis are definitely strong here. So let's keep an eye on these. Right, this is the inverse chart. Let me inverse it back. Let me delete everything and redo it. Look where we're at here in pre-market, right? We're sitting right at this triple top. Let's definitely keep an eye on this today. Right, if this level breaks, we should push up to this next level here, 62.84. Do I draw my trend lines on the daily chart first and then go to other time frames? No, I typically will keep an eye on like the 1 hour or so just to identify the overall trend, right? And then, right, I'll just continue to narrow it down by going to a smaller time frame and taking a look at the closer price action. Right, I just want to, go to the higher time frame in the beginning, right? See, what the situation is, see if I see anything concerning or, a play setting up on the larger time frame, right? And then I'll, move in, take a look at the, the most recent price action and see what the deal is. So I'm going to set an alert here on AMD at this high, all right, 61.98. Let's take a look at Nvidia. Let's delete it and redo it together. All right, so let's take a look at the higher time frame. All right, so first thing I notice is multiple rejections at this region here. All right, so if I go to the 1 hour, right, first level rejected, right, rejected it again, rejected it again, rejected it again, right? We finally broke out, which is why we got that huge green candle. And then, right, it pulled back. This level now acted, this level now acted as a support, right? And now we're seeing that continuation, right? So next level we need to break out over is this high here. If everyone could please drop a like on the video, would appreciate it. Nvidia is up 5.8% here in pre-market. So it's up because Meta raised its capital expenditures outlook. So they're going to be spending more money on that. Okay. Airbnb, let's take a look. I haven't looked at Airbnb in a minute. So it is very choppy, right? It's very wicky. Right, it did reject this level multiple times. Right, so definitely good to keep an eye on it. All right, so if it does break out over that, all right, you can definitely take a look at it, but it's just sitting at this range here. It does have a nice reversal pattern, right? This is the first thing I notice. I love when I see this. Right, when you're in a downtrend here, right, and then you start to develop this consistency here at the lows, right, with higher lows being put in place here. Right, this looks good for a reversal, which is exactly what's happening here in pre-market, and it's opening up right here at where the target would be. Right, previous support, then acted as a double top here, right? And right, it's doing it in pre-market, so it's unfortunate, but it happens. Apple, definitely keeping an eye on Apple today. This is the chart I have. We had an inverse head and shoulders yesterday, but take a look at what happened. Right, first of all, we have this previous support from yesterday, right, at 149.54, right? And then later in the day, we broke it, retested it, right? We created a little flag here, right? Now we have this previous support acting as resistance, and we have the higher and higher lows, right? This is a typical flag to the downside, right? We got that continuation, and then, right, look how old support acts as resistance. And now we're sitting here at the lows on Apple. Right, need to see what happens here. Let's take a look at extended hours. It's chopping right at this level here. Right, so SPY rejected this high here of from yesterday. You know, good to keep an eye on that level as well. If you can't get in, just mention that you can't get into the live trading chat, and a staff or mod or analyst will put you into the voice chat. 2 minutes here to market open. Let's start to switch over. Again, if you haven't filled out the feedback form, would really appreciate if everyone can. And make sure you drop a like before you head out. Thank you very much. I will see you guys in the Discord.